What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to be starting another new series. If you can't tell from the background, or I guess from the thumbnail or title that you clicked on, we're going to be starting up with Demon Slayer. Specifically on the new season, I actually have seen all of Demon Slayer up to this point, including the first episode of this season. I actually went and see it in theaters, and that was a really cool experience. Both times I've seen Demon Slayer movies in theaters was a really fun experience. I saw the Mugen Train way back when with some friends, and so cool seeing Demon Slayer specifically with how incredible the animation is and the soundtrack in theaters is really special. Mugen Train was a ton of fun, and this last movie was really cool too. Definitely a bit more of a recap. I think it was like split in half. It was like recap and then the first episode of the new season. So we'll be picking up with the second episode of this season since I have seen the first. I didn't get to really refresh myself too much on the first episode, but I know it's kind of just centered around the Hashira training arc, trying to get everyone up to speed kind of, in preparation for the big war that's about to happen, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited to start a new series. I hope y'all are having a good day wherever you're at in the world. It means a lot that you're here to spend your time with me, so I appreciate that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this series started. Got some dusting going on.
玉代様。こんばんは、玉代さん。物騒ですよ。夜に窓を開け放っておくのは。
Dangerous for a crow to come in.
今日は本当に月が美しい夜だ。はじめまして。我が輩は産屋敷加賀屋の使いのものです。
Ubuyashikis.
不信感でいっぱいの様子。無理もない。
She shooketh.
我が輩が炭治郎のようにあなたから信用を得るのは難しい。
Tanjiro can gain anyone's trust.
何か騙そうとしている。
For some reason, I thought they were in contact already, but maybe not.
心配いりませんよ。ほら、走ってくる足音が聞こえる。玉代様！玉代様！
Quick ass steps.
玉代様！では、要件を話しましょうか。
God, the eyes are kind of creepy.
鬼の体と薬学に精通している子がいるのですよ。禰豆子の変貌も含めて。一緒に調べていただき、
They'd be the ultimate team.
鬼物寺無惨を倒すために協力しませんか。産屋敷邸にいらしてください。
鬼である
Another demon going.
鬼殺隊の本拠地へ。
Yes, it's a new age
お待ちしております。
for a favorable response. It's like an application letter or something.
玉代様！玉代様。
ゆしろ。
今すぐここを引き払いましょう。準備はできています。
違うのです。禰豆子さんが太陽を克服して
Does she trust
何
them?
かが動き出した。もしかしたらその前からすでに動き出している。あの日起きた出来事がようやくここに来て大きなうねりとなって、これまでとは違います。私もすぐにこれまでの研究結果をまとめますので、ゆしろも手伝ってください。これが最後の転居になるかもしれません。
Our last move, that doesn't sound foreboding at all.
産屋敷邸へ。
Intro time. Electric guitar. They were all obscenely jacked. Their faces look so kiddish. It's always kind of funny to look at them when they have their shirts off. Tomioka's pain.
親方様、炭治郎、怪我の具合はどうだい？
Damn, he's writing Tanjiro
情
directly
け
now?
ないことに、私は動けなくなってしまって、
Damn, he's fucked up, man.
義勇と話がしたいんだけれど、もうできそうにない。今はとても大事な時
Did they ever say like what his illness is exactly?
たいと思っているんだ。
I don't remember.
義勇と話をしてやってくれないだろうか。どうしても一人で後ろを向いてしまう義勇が
Don't we all, man?
根気強く話をしてやってくれないか。
義勇さん。はい。
Tanjiro can break him out of that negative mindset, that's for sure. He's Mr. Positive.
炭治郎さん、どうしたんですか？こんな時間に、もしかしてもう柱稽古に？
稽古の前に会いに行かないといけない人がいて。
それならいいんですが。
She would not let him train, that's for sure.
一つ質問したいんだけど、いいかな？もし一人ぼっちの人がいたとして、その人に一人ぼっちじゃないですよどう伝えれば分かってもらえると思いますか？
それは私にもよくわかりませんが、炭治郎さんはその人を元気づけようと思っているんですよね。私ならそっとしておいてほしいです。もうお出かけになるんですか？
はい。
Just let me be, man.
会いに行かれるお相手はお一人ですか？
はい。
Bring him some rice balls, it'll cheer him up.
簡単ですが、おにぎりを
Oh!
炭治郎さんと何を置いてもまずしっかり食べないと
でも
心も体も元気にはならないと思います。
葵さん、ありがとう。
I love how happy Tanjiro is, man.
ごめんください。富岡さん、こんにちは。
Konnichiwa! He's gonna be a pest. He's like, God damn it. He's like, please no.
帰ります。聞き間違いだ。
He's like, really? The animation for these parts are always so funny.
知ってる。
お、知ってたんですね。よかった。
近い。
俺、あと7日で復帰許可が出るから稽古つけてもらっていいですか？
つけない。
どうしてですか？じんわり怒っている匂いがするんですけど。
Faint with me. Those faint.
お前が水の呼吸を極めなかったことを怒ってる。お前は水柱にならなければならなかった。
But you're the
それ
water
は申し訳
Hashira.
なかったです。でも鱗滝さんとも話したんですけど、使っている呼吸を変えたり新しい呼吸を派生させるのは珍しいことじゃないそう。特に水の呼吸は技が基礎に沿ったものだから派生した呼吸も多いって。
水柱が不在の今、一刻も早く誰かが水柱にならなければならない。
水柱が不在？義勇さんがいるじゃないですか。
俺は水柱じゃない。
Why?
帰れ。
Damn, dude.
根気強く話をしてやってくれないか。
Yeah.
はい。義勇さん、おにぎり持ってきたんですけど、一緒に食べませんか？お腹いっぱいになるとイライラも収まるって言いますし。じゃあここに置いておきますね。
Rice balls can heal the spirit.
義勇さん、おはようございます。おにぎり食べてくれたんですね。よかったです。義勇さん。
He's gonna break him down slowly.
あ、警備ですか？このところ鬼の出現は収まっているようですね。鬼いないですね。よかった。では稽古しましょう。義勇さん、稽古しませんか？稽古、みんな待ってますよ。
He's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
義勇さん、義勇さん、
He's taking a bath and he's still pestering him.
義勇さん。
これ続くのだろうか。
Yeah, he probably would.
付きまとうのをやめてくれる
Damn,
のだ。
I love the landscapes in Demon Slayer. That looks so beautiful.
俺は最終選別を突破してない。
最終選別って藤の花の山のですか？
そうだ。
Huh.
あの年に俺は俺と同じく鬼に身内を殺された少年サビトという
Oh, he did with Sabito?
選別を受けた。
Dude, what? Was Urodaki his master too, or?
サビトがギユさんと。
That's so cool. What a throwback,
13
man.
歳だった。同じ年で天涯孤独。すぐに仲良くなった。
Aw, dude, that's dope.
心の優しい少年だった。
Oh, he takes on half of his. Ah.
サビト一人だけだ。彼があの山の鬼をほとんど一人で倒してしまったんだ。サビト以外の全員が選別に受かった。俺は最初に襲いかかってきた鬼に怪我を負わされて。
Ew. She kind of looks like Nezuko a little bit.
サビトが助けてくれた。
水の呼吸死の型うつしよう。
サビトは俺を別の少年に預けて助けを呼ぶ声の方へ行ってしまった。
Damn, they worked together a lot more in this final selection than what Tanjiro went through. Dude, that's so
気がつい
sad.
た時には選別が終わっていた。俺は確かに7日間生き延びて選別に受かった。
Yeah, but it wasn't on his own.
一体の鬼も倒さず助けられただけの人間が果たして選別に通ったと言えるのだろうか。
So that's why he's so down on himself. He's insecure about that.
俺は水柱になっていい人間じゃない。柱たちと対等に肩を並べていい人
I feel
間
like-
ですらない。
If anything, he's more worthy having still rose to that position.
鬼殺隊に俺の居場所はない。柱に稽古をつけてもらえ。それが一番。
Oh, Tanjiro's crying too, yeah.
俺にはあざも出ない。サビトなら出たかもしれないが。
きっとギユさんは自分が死ねばよかったと思っているんだな。
Yeah.
痛いほどわかる。自分よりも生きていて欲しかった大事な人が自分よりも早く。
Survivor's guilt.
サビト、さぎり山で俺に稽古をつけてくれた少年。
Man, that's such a cool callback.
もう死んでしまっていたはずの彼らが俺を助けてくれた。そうか。
I love that episode. It's still one of my favorites of Demon Slayers.
生きていたら
That's the
ギユ
third
さんと同じ
episode.
くらいの年になる人。すごいな、すごいな。選別の時みんなを助けたんだ。俺にはできなかった。自分を守るのが精一杯で。サビトが生きていたらすごい剣士になっていただろうな。それもあってギユさんは自分が死んでいたらよかったと思っているんだ。わかる。だって俺も同じことを思った。
Yeah, he can empathize with him.
僕さん、命を懸けて俺たちを守ってくれたすごい人だった。
Rengoku was a beast. Yeah, he happily did that. They wouldn't want them feeling crappy about being the one to live.
だったんじゃないかと思った。煉獄さんならいつか無惨を倒せたんじゃないかって。でも
信じると言われたならそれに応えること以外考えじゃね
Yeah.
そうだ。だけどギユさんに何て言ったらいいんだろう。どんなに惨めでも恥ずかしくても生きていかなきゃならない。柱になるまでギユさんがどれだけ自分を叱咤して、どれだけ苦しい思いをしてきたことか。
Yeah.
ギユさんのことを何も知らない俺がとやかく言えることじゃない。だけどどうしても一つだけ聞きたいことがある。ギユさん、止まってくれない。ギユさんはサビトから託されたものを繋いでいかないんですか。
Struck a chord.
サビト。
自分が死ねばよかったなんて二度と言うなよ。もし言ったらお前とはそれまでだ。友達を辞める。翌日に祝言を挙げるはずだったお前の姉も、そんなことは承知の上で鬼からお前を隠して守っているんだ。他の誰でもないお前がお前の姉を冒涜するな。姉が命を懸けて繋いでくれた命を、託された未来をお前も繋ぐんだ。キユ、
You have some responsibility for what they sacrificed.
頬を張り飛ばされた衝撃と痛みが鮮やかによみがえる。なぜ忘れていた。サビトとのあのやりとり、大事なことだろう。
God, look at that. It's such good animation, dude. Such a pretty art style.
思い出したくなかった。涙が止まらなくなるから。 思い出すと悲しすぎて何もできなくなったから。ツタコ姉さん、サビト。
Yeah, he's lost a lot.
未熟でごめん。
まずい、ピクリともしなくなった。どうしよう、ひどいこと言っちゃったかな。ギユさんすでにだいぶしょんぼり状態だったようだし、追い打ちかけてしまったのかな。そうだ、早食い勝負をするのはどうだろう。勝負で俺が勝ったら元気出して稽古しませんか。
There you go. Definitely the better way of inspiring him.
炭治郎、遅れてしまったが俺も稽古に。
ギユさん、ざるそば。
なんで
He still said yes.
稽古についてなんだが、胡蝶に関しては聞いてなかったな。胡蝶は何を教えているんだ。
忍さん
Shinobu-san?
といや聞いてないですね。どうしているんでしょう。
She's be researching.
大丈夫よ姉さん、私を落ち着かせて。感情の制御ができないのは未熟者。未熟者
I
です。
mean, it's hard to control your emotions.
師範、お戻りでしたか。私はこれから風柱様の稽古に行ってまいります。師範の稽古は岩柱様の後でよろしいですか。私は今回の柱稽古には参加できません。どうして。かなお。
Kind of. I love that she's talking finally.
私もっと師範と。
Aww. I bet that cheered her
か
up.
なおも随分自分の気持ちを素直に言えるようになりましたね。
Yeah, from Tanjiro himself. Also one of the best scenes in the whole show from the first season when he flips the coin. I love that scene.
私の姉かなえを殺した鬼について話したいと思います。そしてその鬼の殺し方について話しておきましょう。
Ooh. Is this the outro or is there more? Ah, man. I like that episode a lot. That was really, really good. All right, y'all. Episode 2 of Demon Slayer Under Wraps. Really, really strong episode. Honestly, I think that one was a better episode, or I at least enjoyed it more than the first episode of the season that I watched in theaters. Even though that was really cool and exciting, I really liked Giyu's backstory in this one a lot, and Tanjiro's interactions with him. I thought the dynamic between those two characters was really enjoyable, and just getting a huge callback to Sabito. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. That was really, really cool. Like the last episode, I'm not sure if any of y'all are watching the One Piece reactions, but we're gonna format this analysis by assigning categories for points for these characters. So we have the MVP category, who's the most valuable player or character in this episode, who's the most, had kind of the most important impact. What character had the best moment. Those two things might overlap sometimes. And then the funniest moment in the episode. So let's start with MVP. MVP has to go to Tanjiro. The master gives him this task of trying to talk to Giyu and to get him out of his head and kind of being really negative about himself, and asks Tanjiro to be persistent. And you can see this is not an easy task for Tanjiro to accomplish in this episode. Right off the bat, he is told to go away, which he does not listen to, and he has a conversation with Giyu about trying to train him, and we have this conversation about him not really being the water Hashira, right? And he's kind of upset with Tanjiro because he wanted him to be the water Hashira, and Tanjiro obviously has kind of altered his technique since it didn't really fit him the best, right? And we get a little bit of exposition that Giyu never passed final selection, okay? And I thought it was interesting that that's kind of the root of maybe some of his suffering here. We don't know the details at that point, but Tanjiro has to have the MVP because off the bat he says no to him, but that ringing in his mind of what the master said to him, like, hey, please be persistent, and he is persistent. He's asked to leave, and he just kind of stays on the deck there and waits for him to come out after he eats the rice balls, and continues to really try to get more from Giyu. He follows him around and basically breaks him down to get more information about what happened at final selection. And eventually Giyu does crack and tells him what happens, and Tanjiro's ability to empathize was really, really strong, right? We get information from Giyu that the reason why he's holding himself in such negativity is because he never passed final selection, but it's more than that. It's more so that the reason he considers himself not passing final selection is, even though he survived, he did it at the help of a friend who saved him, which was Sabito. Once again, I love the callback to Sabito. I mentioned it in the reaction, but episode 3 of the first season, where Tanjiro is training to try to cut the boulder in half, and Sabito and I forgot the girl's name, this kind of the ghosts or the spirits were helping him train. Loved that episode. I think it's one of the best episodes in the whole series. I love the imagery in that episode, and getting flashbacks to Sabito and seeing a little bit more of what he was like training, and kind of knowing that him and Giyu were training at the same time, that they were friends. I thought that was a really, really cool connection and callback to earlier in this show. But we see that Giyu and Sabito are very close friends, and that they went to final selection together. And he talks about Sabito in such high regards, talking about his sense of justice and his kind heart. And obviously that was seen through his actions, where he saves Giyu after Giyu gets injured. He gets his eye cut, and he saves Giyu and saves a bunch of other demon slayers as well, right? Sabito was actually the only one who died in that final selection, and I think that's what they said. But he, ended up dying to that one demon that Tanjiro ends up defeating later on, kind of that weird morphine demon. And, Giyu doesn't defeat any demons during the final selection, and wakes up later and has to deal with this fallout that he didn't kill any demons, and Sabito saved him, and Sabito ended up dying in his stead, right? I think you can see a lot of the pain that Giyu holds, right? We see this through Tanjiro's kind of inner self-dialogue about empathizing with him, right? He says, I think I know how you feel. You probably feel like you should have died in his place, right? Like, why did I deserve to live in this situation versus Sabito, who was stronger than me and kind-hearted and all these great things, right? And Tanjiro is able to empathize in that situation because he felt the same way with Rengoku when Rengoku sacrificed himself to save them, and Rengoku being such a strong person, his spirit, all these great things about him, and yet he's the one who died instead of Tanjiro, when Tanjiro believes maybe he could have been the one to defeat Muzan, right? And I think that's a beautiful moment. That's probably my favorite part of the episode, honestly, in general, was Tanjiro being able to empathize with Giyu's plight, right? And we see that he's able to call Giyu out, right? Because Inosuke had called Tanjiro out during that moment when, Tanjiro was grieving Rengoku and questioning himself. Inosuke called him out and said that, Rengoku believed in you, and that you should just try to measure up to that. You try to respect his wishes, right? He believed in you, that's why he saved you, and you can pay homage to that by actually respecting that, right? And he continued to live versus falling into your self-misery and not, respecting kind of the sacrifice that they made. And that really is the same thing that Giyu needs to hear as well, right? And Tanjiro is the one who says that to him, right? He calls him out on that. He sets him straight, and that immediately strikes a chord within Giyu. But I think it's really that ability to empathize here that helps Tanjiro find the right thing to say, right? Without that empathy, without experiencing something similar, he might not have been able to know what to say to Giyu in that situation. I think that's a really relatable thing in life, is like a lot of times when people are trying to support people, they might do things like bring them rice balls or try to go do something fun with them or whatever it might be. And those things are all good, but it's not the way that we can connect to people to kind of release them of that negativity that's within them or the difficult emotions they're struggling with. A lot of times people need connection, they need empathy, and empathy helps them connect with people to know that they're not alone with what they're going through. Or maybe, have someone mirror something like Tanjiro did to him, be like, hey, like, this is maybe the perspective you need, right? And that's really, really important. To be able to provide that to someone, you need to be able to empathize with them often, right? Or at least be able to sit with them and open that space up to them. And I thought Tanjiro did a really, really great job of that in this episode. For best moment, I'm gonna tie that together. I think the best moment for this was definitely just Giyu overcoming that grief, like, kind of the pain that he's been taking on, and the, remembering from, what he needs to uphold from Sabito's sacrifice. And we get, more information that he kind of felt the same way from, I guess, his older sister had sacrificed herself to protect him from demons, and she died in his place too, and Sabito had to set him straight originally. And I think that in general, Giyu overcoming this negative self-inflicted misery was a huge moment for him, right? He's definitely gonna have a big part to play in the rest of this show. I think he has been a mentor to Tanjiro, and he's still needed, right? Sabito sacrificed himself for him, and he still needs to uphold that and respect him, live up to what Sabito sacrificed for him and what his sister sacrificed him way back when. But we also see that kind of the reasoning why Giyu was struggling with it, right? Because every time he acknowledged it, he had such unbearable grief to hold, right? To hold that pain, and he, it seems like he instead turned that against himself because it was less painful to do, right? You can see he's kind of, based off his eyes and stuff, he's kind of numb to it all, it seems, right? Like he's just like, I don't really care, right? Or that's kind of the way it presents itself. And I feel like that's what happens a lot when people kind of push a lot of negative emotion down or don't grieve things properly. They end up getting numb to the world around them a lot, maybe cynical, or just very negative towards themselves. But they're not necessarily, it's a painful way, but it's not in the same sharp cutting pain as grief. It's a different kind of suffering. But the grieving process of losing someone is very, very painful and difficult to do, but it's what actually keeps you healthy though, right? It keeps you human, it keeps you healthy, and keeps you moving forward. And in this case, Giyu needs to grieve to be able to respect Sabito's sacrifice, respect his sister's sacrifice, and through this, through Tanjiro helping him see that, Giyu is starting to overcome that. And I loved the fact that, it's kind of both Tanjiro and Giyu doing this, but the best moment itself I thought was Giyu, seeing, having that, Tanjiro calling him out and him having that epiphany moment and starting to move forward. I love that so much. Lastly, funniest moment, it definitely has to be Tanjiro here too. We'll give it to Tanjiro. When he's first coming in, he says, "I'm coming in anyways." And Giyu's like, he's like, I misheard him, right? He's not coming, he's leaving. And then he pops his head in with like the really black little eyes. I thought that was really well done. Tanjiro in general, this episode was really funny, just him being really persistent, but that moment itself and the music in it was really, really well done too. Easily the funniest moment. But yeah, really good episode. Definitely excited to be back on the Demon Slayer grind. It's gonna be an exciting series to react to. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction in this review. If you did, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe if you want to follow along for more. Like the video or dislike if you didn't. Comment if you want to have some conversation about the episode, or if you just have anything to say in general. But either way, I appreciate y'all being here to watch this reaction and this review. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.